Where do you go when you need to escape for a weekend? To the beach? To the mountains? A different city? Nice diversions all, but not the beam-me-up Scotty experience that transports you to another world. One of the great escapes in the 21st century is back to the 16th century. Renaissance-themed fairs and festivals across the country can transport families back into a colorful era in ancient history.
What started as an educational experience for school children in the backyard of a school teacher in Southern California in 1963 has now expanded to 170 Renaissance and medieval festivals across the United States, including 18 in Europe. Some festivals are soft, rising out of the fields with temporary tents and buildings, and others are on more permanent locations. They range everything from fantasy to medieval to the truly historic recreations that we have here today. Renaissance festivals allow patrons to come in and forget about life for a while. It's an entire immersion and escapism that you just can't find anywhere else.
One of the largest, oldest, and most authentic is the Scarborough Renaissance Festival. Spanning 35 acres in Waxahachie, Texas, it attracts 250,000 attendees annually during 8 weekends in April and May. Since 1981, guests have been transported to a specific moment in time. The year is 1533, springtime in the English country village of Scarborough. King Henry VIII rules England. He is passing through with his new bride, Queen Anne Boleyn. Festival attendees become villagers at the Scarborough Fair, welcoming the royals and celebrating their visit along with 200 entertainers and artists aiming to impress the court with their talents and wares.
Lords, ladies, knights and nobles, we bid thee welcome!
The festival is based upon and inspired by many decades of historical research, with an eye for detail and a focus on the 16th century. The idea is in order to believably duplicate an English town of the time. And so we've used historical sources, books, movies, and many other things in order to recreate and convey the clothing, the mannerisms, the customs, the ideas of the time. The general public can really immerse themselves at the festival. They're not merely passively watching the action, they actually become a part of it. And so many attend in costumes and characters of their own design. Some of these costumes are handmade so that they can become even more a part of the magic of the festival.
Crucial to the immersion and escape aspect is the performing company of hundreds of actors and entertainers dressed in authentic costumes. They engage the public in Old English dialogue while strolling or performing around the village. By improvising their roles, they create a different 10-hour show each weekend.
The cast of the festival, all of our characters are historically based and rooted in the 16th century. The cast undergoes an intensive 8-week rehearsal process in order to develop that sense of time and place. And so many of the performers on the cast have been honing their craft for decades. And for example, our king and queen have been doing this for 20+ years. And so they really are experts in the characters that they portray.
Both children and adults can participate in Renaissance activities set up on 21 stages. Specialized schools use experts to teach safe sword fighting, jousting, country and court dancing, weaving ribbons in maypole dancing, and dulcimer playing as they were all done in the 16th century. They also practice customs and manners of the time. Renaissance rides and games, such as human chess matches played with real combatants, attract all ages.
Knight, take pawn with a sword.
Each year, Scarborough hosts a student day with over 12,000 school kids that get to come out and they become immersed within the 16th century. They learn about history, customs, and manners. They're exposed to art. They're exposed to music. And future returns on that we've seen over the years is we've had folks that have come back and become participants. They've become actors. They've become artists. They've majored in music. Some of them major in European history. And it's a wonderful return on that investment that the students come out.
While munching on roasted turkey legs and other 16th century fare, visitors can interact with 200 artists and craftspeople. Their wares replicate handmade Renaissance articles, one-of-a-kind items, clothes and jewelry which can be purchased in quaint village shops on the grounds.
Started coming in 1985.
I started coming in 92.
We found that we loved the ambience, the music, the culture, the history of this place.
And the food?
Food's good.
We actually met here back in '98, not far from right where we're standing.
And we decided that since we had all these friends here, this was just the perfect place to have a wedding.
And I always wanted a royal wedding.
And you got one.
Each season brings surprises at the Renaissance Festival. Each day is different. We have a number of wedding proposals that sometimes end up in royal weddings. We host 30 to 40 weddings each season, along with corporate picnics and family reunions. Scarborough Renaissance Festival was voted one of the top 5 Renaissance festivals in the country by the patrons who come to Renaissance festivals. In addition to that, we were voted Best Street Cast, Best Royalty, and Best Opening Gate Show. The village of Scarborough brings families, friends, and neighbors together for a magical time of food, fun, and a celebration of what was the 16th century England, the heart of the Renaissance.
On this day, it is my privilege and my honor to serve you beautiful people.
A moment in time can change your life. Step back in time for the time of your life. For more information, visit srfestival.com and call 972-938-3247.